camera. So, morning because I got some business. Our company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We ran all tests downstairs, a lot of tests. We ran tests basically on low lumen tests downstairs in the maximum zone. This is an area we have downstairs that generates a ton of ambient light, and it's fantastic for testing out all sorts of applications for the technology we're working on. We need to make sure that the screen is able to maintain and fully lit environments. I mean, fully lit environments. We don't like doing demonstrations in ambient light controlled environments. This is a way to cheat the technology, and also we feel it's a way to cheat the customer. We also ran low lumens, high lumens. We've done everything from certified screens. We've done multiple black versus black demonstrations on displaying the screens next to great products, certified screens. And we're going to be doing some demonstrations outside the day as soon as I come back from these appointments. Today we're going to be doing demonstrations on the knockoff projectors and demonstrations on low lumen projectors and normal lighting. This is our normal lighting, what we call in here. Now, what we have in the title, guaranteed, is that I have done the research. I have gone out, I've searched and searched and searched and searched and searched, trying to find other people who make screen paint products to match our tests. And I haven't found any. I haven't found any tests, no real tests whatsoever. Light stuff, I mean, extremely light stuff like we're basically poorly lit environments, high-end projectors, and again, screens that were completely washed out, completely faded, colors washed out, colors faded, screens not maintained, and the poorly lit environments that we've seen, or I've seen, I really didn't see any real serious demonstrations on screen paint, and we looked. Not finding anything to match any of the demonstrations that we do. So I'm going to put out a simple challenge demonstration for the customers that they can base our demonstrations compared to anyone else's. Because the one thing you should be able to have when it comes down to a screen paint product is a product that is tested and guaranteed. You want to make sure that product works 100% before it's shipped out the door. That when it gets to your house, it's going to function correctly. And I find it interesting that you have individuals, and that well, actually two individuals or a few of them that will slander products, and then simple fact that their products are not even tested. Basic simple tests is called gray versus gray or black versus black. This is where you put black screens against your products. If they're black screens, for us it's black. We have to show the difference of our product versus black fabric, black paint, all that other stuff. We just did a demonstration of us painting into a screen with actual black paint and displaying Black Dynasty paint, and displaying another paint by Lowe's. With that Black Dynasty is from Home Depot, and another one from Lowe's, which is Black Magic, which I'm not a big fan of the name, but it's called Black Magic. That's one of the darker ones they actually sell. So, with that being said, none of that's been able to match our products. And we've done multiple applications on different colored, not different color, but different surfaces that are black. So, I feel that the testing and screen paints need to be more extent. They need to be more. They have to. It should be much more tests. There should be much more tests. Taking a screen, sticking it in a dark environment, and then going, "Hey, look, it works perfectly." There is so many things that could go wrong with that product. It's not even funny. I was up here doing a little demonstrations on PC. People were asking me if you could PC game off the Black Series, and we're doing some gaming off some of the technology. All right, so I'm gonna come out of here real quick. I gotta switch over to 1,000 projector. But as I said before, tests need to be done because, again, as I said before, not enough tests. One of the tests that we put out there, and we have done it multiple times on the 2.0, is the slip silver. The slip silver is a basic test. We do our tests against black paint all the time. As a matter of fact, we can do one a day. Sorry about that. We got to do one a day. We've done multiple tests on black paint, black fabric, you name it. I even ordered some stuff in to bring it in for more demonstrations, for more tests. And yet you have individuals that can't do one basic test of slip silver, which is extremely bad because if they can't pass that one simple test, that means the rest of them, they're going to fail miserably. Keep in mind, they got to do a low lumen test. They got to go in there with a projector, a very well lit environment, as we did 2.0s. 2.0s are great screens, and they're going to have to be able to do the exact same demonstration. You need to see how the screen is going to perform. What we see in a lot of the demonstrations are very dark, shadow-like areas, again, with high-end projectors. And I keep telling people, at the end of the day, stop using the same projector over and over again for testing, because what's going to happen is you're kind of like, if the customer goes outside that projector, his screen's going to suffer. He's going to have the exact same model or something higher in order to get the same performance. And that's what they do in their demonstrations. And they wonder why the customer's screens don't look exactly the same way, because you smoked and mirrored the entire demonstration. Number one, the environment's fake. Number two, using the caliber projector, again, it's not going to be able to apply to everybody else. And then there's not enough test demonstrations in there at all, period. So people need to see a comparison. If you got a person who has very deep pockets, they have the ability to go out and spend $20,000 for a screen, $3,000, $5,000 for a screen. You need to show them a comparison between a certified screen and your product, because they couldn't care less about your product at the end of the day. If they can spend $5,000 for a screen, they don't care. You have to show them the difference. I can walk into any form site with any of our technology, got a stack of certified screens. Which one's yours? Here you go. Let's set it up. Ultra short throw, let's pull that out. Long throw, let's pull it out. 1,000 lumens, which you guys will probably never use in a million years. Let's pull that one out. Let's show you a difference. Let's take it outside. Let's show you the difference. What's the difference between your product and black paint? Do I have to show you? We painted into the screen. We've done the Dynasty paint. We've done the Black Magic, which is like so we get the darker versions that they have over at Lowe's. We've done multiple forms of fabric on the screen. We've done everything to this screen. That's the kind of testing you have to do. That gives confidence that the customer's going to go, okay, I see the big difference here. I'm going to go purchase this. You have to show a difference. When you do a black versus black, you have to show a difference between your screen and that screen. They cannot match at all. It can't be a slight hiccup. It can't be a bump. You can't be up on top of the screen doing these demonstrations. I've seen someone do this in certified screens. I was quite shocked they were that close to the screen. You're never supposed to be that close to the screen. You should be able to see that at a distance. You should be able to walk around in the background and see the difference. If you can't see the difference from behind the projector, there's a huge problem with your screen. If you literally have to get up and walk over to see the difference, how is that going to work when you're at home watching a 100-inch screen? If you want to see the difference, you literally got to leave your chair, walk over to the screen and press your face against the screen and go, oh, I see the difference right here. You should be able to make that out from way back there. So the fact that's the first red flag. If I see somebody get up and walk over and they got to show you the contrast levels that close to a screen, there's a problem. The screen actually can't see contrast. So it's just, like I said, at the end of the day, the tests aren't there. They're just not doing the tests. And this is why they get upset with us. This is why they're angry with us. This is why they try to debunk our products at the end of the day, because they don't want to work. They're lazy. That's what it comes down to. Now, I can't say that about certified screens. Certified screens, all their stuff is tested. Their stuff is tested. However way they test it is tested. But for the screen paint products I've seen so far, you are definitely lazy. There is no way in the world that you should have a product on the market and selling and accepting money from people if you can't be a simple house paint at the end of the day. We've been beating house paint all day. And then on top of that, the 2.0 has nothing but demonstrations of its stuff on slip silver. You go into Google, you punch in microblend slip silver, guess what pops up? 2.0s pop up. They're all over there. Videos on the 2.0 versus slip silver versus the network grade 773. And you got individuals that can't pass a basic paint demonstration. That's bad. That's extremely bad. I guarantee that the slip silver would knock out half the paints automatically, easily on eBay. Easy would knock every last one of them. I guarantee they probably. I'm curious to see how far the testing has been done on these products. As I'm downstairs working, getting up early in the morning, doing all these tests, going late at night, doing all these tests, and I'm thinking to myself, how many of these products are actually tested? So I can see why y'all come at us that way, because again, you had to debunk what we do to make it look like what we're doing is fake. So that way, we're looked at as something as it's not possible for that to happen. And if it's not possible to happen, it means you don't have to do the test. You can continue to do that. I'm going to from now on, I'm going to nickname the paints Lazy Man Paint, because again, they need to be done. So the reason why they debunk our theories is because they don't want to do the tests. You have to do the tests. They have to be done. If not, don't sell the product. Don't have a website. Don't have an eBay account. I'm not talking about one individual. I'm talking about anyone who is making products that are not properly tested. You need to do the tests. And if you feel that your product is not worthy of passing tests, then you don't need to be selling it at all, period. Any one of my demonstrations that we have, we can put up as a challenge. And I guarantee it won't be passed. And there's no point in doing that. A basic slip silver test. Can you draw into your screen with paint and see an opposite difference? And they can't. That's why I said what we witnessed on Sunday, those were some of the worst tests I have ever seen. And the fact that the individual had the nerve to come on YouTube and present them as something great, as if the earth had basically lifted up and rolled off his complete axles as an earth-changing or a mind-changing experience, is basically beyond me. That people are basically that gullible to actually think that that is technology at the end of the day. To see the certified screens and their demonstrations side by side, and those dark environments producing mostly all the same image, some of them suffering from narrow viewing cone effects. Others were matching, it was matching the side of the box, and the box was very much JVC, a box. Come on, I expect much better than that, much better. Or some people sit there and say, well, it's not about bragging. It's not about bragging. People understand it's not about bragging. It's about having good products. At the end of the day, it comes down to the customer. That's the problem people forget. They get into this, that, and the other. No, it comes down to the customer. The customer deserves to have the best product that he or she may want. And it shouldn't cost them an arm and a leg. This is why when I go mainstream, my product is going to blow up like crazy, because my technology has been tested. It can do things that other screens can't even do. We can go against the best of them with no problem. The offline market is going to be insane for us. Because as I said before, we can verify on every level. Any naysayer, any critic comes against us, we can withstand the storm because our stuff is tested. And the customer needs to be able to know at the end of the day that their product is working. You see how clean I can go in and search the internet. Now, in order for this technology or any of our technology, which you see how these screens go into this vigorous testing, all our technology goes under this vigorous testing. Before any one of these screens, 44s or 39s or 2.0s, can get a label, they got to pass a series of extreme tests. This is why when we put these tests out on challenges, they're never done. I got a test right now that's been sitting around since 2019, and it still hasn't been completed yet. 1100 lumen challenge, never done. You see how bright my levels are? This is a screen producing a white level with black. It actually has one of the highest white levels of all technology, and it is the final and last of our technology. There's no need, because of the situation we're going to now, the next level and stage that we're going to, it isn't about making anything new. It's about showcasing our technology to get it to that next level. This will be in our own personal storefronts. This will be in other company storefronts. This will be displayed. Actually, I got a contract coming up for this to be displayed at an apartment complex. 250 inches of it sitting in an apartment complex. You have to be able to back your products up. And if we're doing these contracts at the end of the day, it comes up often, if not all the time. Okay, can I do the same thing with black paint? What if I drape a huge piece of fabric across? Can I get the same reaction? And then we can go back and go, here you 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 go. Or if you want, we can give you a live demonstration, which I prefer to do. There's no way in the world that I'm sitting there with a group of investors and I'm gonna go, come here for a minute. I want you to walk over here with me. We're gonna get real close to the screen. Can you see it's right there? There's the difference. Have you lost your mind? No one in their right mind is ever going to give you any money, any kind of investment, if they got to get up and walk over there to see that. They're going to look at you like, oh no, this is not going to happen. They have to be to see that difference from back there. And that's what they're going to have to be to see that. So, like I said, they don't have a guarantee because their products don't work. Now, if you want us to prove a theory, I will give you a test. And I mean, I'll give you a brutal test. One of the brutal tests that this technology has to go through. One of the worst tests most brutal tests we put a screen through is that screen is going to have to outperform the black surfaces and the gray. So that means it has to perform several different shades of black and fabric. Then it must outperform the silver, gray, and white all at the same time in a color pattern display. In a fully lit environment, maxed out environment. That's the challenge test we're going to give you to see if your products are actually guaranteed. No ultra short throws will be included. This will be all long throws. You have to have a distance throw at the same time. So there'll be no ultra short throws for their test. You have to be at a distance throw at 15 feet. You're going to display a color demonstration. You're going to have to outperform the black screens, and you're going to have to outperform the silver, gray, and white, which means two of the grays are going to be Network Gray 773 and the other one's going to be silver. There's no way to get around that. There are some people trying to avoid that as much as possible. They don't want nothing to do with it. There's no way around it. You have to do the test. Now, that's something we're going to be advertising offline. That's something we're going to be advertising. When we're blessed to get commercials from Radio Time, we're going to be advertising that. Why you do not go near screen paints that are untested, unguaranteed. You want to make sure that you're getting exactly what you paid for. And the reason that screen comes up so clean and so beautiful on our $270 2012 used eBay projector is because this screen has been tested. And it's still being tested as we speak. We have completed, a matter of fact, if you go to, we got to put the link down to where you can see the test demonstrations. We have a Facebook fan page designed for this screen and the testing. Because this screen literally has so many tests attached to it, we don't have room on the website to put it. There's no place to put it on the website. So all the tests are on the fan page. All live. Now, gentlemen, as I said before, where are your tests? We literally have a fan page developed for this technology to display all its test demonstrations. There are 5 series in this technology. This screen has close to anywhere between, I say between 5 to 8 tests, probably a little more than that. I haven't counted them up yet. We're still loading tests onto the site right now. And I got to come in today. I have to do a normal lighting. This is our normal lighting. Our normal lighting is considered to be too bright for them. Our normal lighting over here, see all that stuff over there sitting there piled up over there? That right there is a 1,000 lumen projector, which we did downstairs already on black surfaces. We did that on white surfaces, on a white level test. We did it on black versus black on 1,000 lumens. And we came back and we did it again at a distance throw. Same test all over again. Lights on, lights off. Now I got to come upstairs and do it again up here in this environment, normal lighting, to show you want to see exactly what a 1,000 projector is going to look like in normal lighting. And then we have over there the knockoff projector, because we have to be display to our customers. It's a big disclaimer. Do not use knockoff projectors. And I literally can't express that enough. It will not support it. I don't care if it's Valva or any of that. Don't buy it. This will have different policies locked underneath of it. And if you notice, it's actually, we're in the process of starting a new company. Crystal Edge Technology Screens will still be there. We're getting 2 companies. This will be the second one. So when you saw the change pop up on my account, there's a reason why that change is there, because we're actually building another company. And it's based off this technology, the Black Series. That's why you've been seeing Black Series pop up all over the place. Yeah, that's why. There's another company being built. I told you, the Lord has blessed us beyond belief. I can literally drop my entire company and build another one from the ground up that fast. Our technology doesn't have an end to it. This is a final, and the reason why it's becoming a final, because where I'm going, I'm not going to be making screen paints over there anymore. Everything we make here is going to be for what's going on over there. Over there is for show. It's for basically displaying it, meeting with connections, commuting with the business community, getting it out there. That's what it's about. Here, I can't do too much here. So this is a perfect area for basically for development. It's a big house, got a lot of land, a good amount of land in the back and in the front, plenty of area to work, just construct giant screens, get all our test demonstrations, everything done. So we move to the next stage, we can show off our works. Okay, yeah, we've done 250-inch screens. I got dual 150 inches, got 80 inches, a single 150s, a 235.1s, excuse me, invisible technology. We've done everything. Floor projection, ceiling projection, did demonstrations off mirrors, all those demonstrations you seen Mr. Bird doing. Yeah, all those demonstrations were being done for the next step. Sorry about that, for the next step. So again, when I'm going back and forth with people on camera, but you have to understand, I always got a master plan. There's always things being set up for us, always. And all that testing, everything we were doing, showing off those tests, was for the next stage. And now our next stage is here. It takes about 2 years to go to a next stage. You have to have enough technology under your belt to prove and back your product up. It has to be tested. So I can walk into any investment boardroom, pull out a white wall, paint my screen in with no problem, take black paint, draw on the screen, take whatever I want, and say, hey, look, this is the difference between my product and black paint. This is the difference between my product and black fabric. This is my difference between certified projection screens. This is my screen being, I can paint them outside. Because you know why I can do that with confidence? Because my product is tested. So there's no, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't think that's going to function. I know it 100% because it's been tested. So because we could do this, and this technology is a black screen on top of it, it puts us on the market like you wouldn't believe. See, everybody else is doing the same protocol. Ambient light controlled environments, calibrated projectors, everybody's doing the same thing, the same thing. We're doing the opposite of everybody else. This is why Digital Crystal Screen Paint ended up with a 10-year global contract, because we did the opposite of everybody. So now we'll be going out in the market with a super jet black screen, a series of technology that is guaranteed and backed 100%. And it has the test demonstrations on a separate site, which we're building right now, to display all the test demonstrations. Instead of the customer or people we're doing business with going through rows and rows and rows trying to figure out what videos are what, they can go to one special site and look at all the test demonstrations in one hit. There's our guarantees right there. Where everybody else, they don't have them at all, period. And since we now have the more superior technology, because right now at this point, from what I've seen in certified screens, they can't hold a candle to our technology. So that pretty much obsoletes them. I can literally walk into a facility where one of their screens are at, and I can outperform their screen and get that customer to buy my screen instead of theirs easily. Number one, mine costs far less. Number two, mine's actually real ambient light projection technology, and my screens can go outside and are ultra short though compatible without spending the money for a more expensive screen, due to the fact that you need to be ultra short though compatible. And the beautiful thing about it is my screens can pull a 100% black level. They can't. I've never seen a black certified screen, ever. Because in their theory, they believe that the gunmetal screen, the closest they can get it without being black, basically gives them the ability to pull a somewhat better white level. Well, it does give them a better white level. I can't say somewhat, it does better white level. So that's what they believe. They believe that a black screen basically projects in a fully lit environment that it can't maintain its white levels due to the fact that the screen cannot generate enough white light because the surface is black. They don't understand black technology, where we figured out how to do it. And that makes our screen the dominant screen because we pull the highest contrast level, which means we maintain and absorb more light, which means our screens perform better in dedicated theater rooms. We have all the tests to back it up. So anytime I come against anybody, and every once in a while I do come against people who are extremely well equipped in the field. They know quite a lot about projectors and this, that, and the other. Some people have been doing it way longer than I have, and we can show them that they need proof. Can't just talk to these people at the end of the day. They want proof. Well, we have proof of that, because I used to have one of them over here, and it was a pretty remarkable screen. Can you show me some proof? There you go. Wow, that is unbelievable. Yeah, you have to be to back your products. So if somebody who's making great products, not saying one individual, or making great products, and someone goes and asks you, okay, so why should I spend the money for your screen when I could just go out and get some bare silver screen, network gray, silver mist 1619. There's another one, refuses to be tested out. Slip silver has 3 different versions of that product in there somewhere. I can get any one of those and do the same thing. What's the difference between your product and that one? And then you got a fellow, I hate to say it, comes on YouTube and basically shows you an image of 2 screens and try to convince you that you're seeing a different screen when you know darn well in the back of your head, both of those screens look exactly the same. That is an extremely bad sign. And then, even worse, what makes the industry look so bad, even worse, gets caught. Removes the video, and then continues to display the product on YouTube as if it never even happened. Even have it on the website. Marketed as one of the best paints ever made. Knowing that he just matched the house paint. Knowing the humor. Now, consider this. Yeah, he could be slapped with some serious fraud charges due to the fact that he knows that the product matches house paint. Now, what most people would do, well, first thing what most people would do, if you were doing it really seriously, you would have tested your product before you sold it. That would have gave you a guarantee that the product would be working. But what most people would do is, say one of their products happened to match your product perfectly, and this is like a low end. If you want to match a high-end screen, like a $5,000 screen, that's nice to match. But if you're matching something way below your price point, that is extremely bad. That's not going to go well for you. So what most people do is basically they'll issue an apology, and then they'll go out and they'll run some real tests. And they'll take those products and other products and put them against their own products to show that there is a massive difference between the two. And then you can go out and you can market and sell the product because you have proof that you do not match this product. But not this one. This one actually matched the screen so well that he removed the video from the account and then goes out on YouTube and displays that screen as if that never even happened. And even more sadder, he has it sitting right on his website trying to sell it for the ridiculous price of knowing what it matches at the end of the day. That's pretty bad. That is really, really bad. I can't say much about the others for doing that because I haven't seen them doing it, but I have witnessed seeing this one actually doing it. And that's pretty bad. And that's the kind of stuff you got to watch out for when you're buying screen paint products. You have to make sure they're tested. You have to make sure all tests are done live, that they can back their products on just about every level you can possibly think of. You need to ask questions at the end of the day. If you're going to sit there and you're going to go through pamphlet after pamphlet and form after form, researching your projector, you need to do the same thing for your screen, because without that screen, your projector isn't worth jack. You're going to have to get a really good screen to be to display the money and time that you put in to research that projector. So the same amount of time should be equal for both. We don't mind people asking us questions. That's why they're there for you to see. What I can't talk to you on the phone, what I can't email you about, you can go right to a site or right to our website. You can look at the demonstrations right from there. That's when people go to our site, the first thing they say is chock full of information. Our specification sheets are massive. There's so much information out there for you to see, because the reason why we have these massive, huge specification sheets, because they're based off our tests. Do you have any idea how big the specification sheet's going to be on these things at the end of the day? They're still going through testing. Whew, we got outdoor testing to do today. Actually, I think it's going to be different projectors outside. Each one of those tests are going to involve white levels, color patterns, and contrast for each individual projector. That's a lot of testing, but we need it, because I need to know that when I go to the next level, that I can honestly say, yeah, this is how the screen worked on an ultra short throw, and this is how it worked on a long throw, and this is how they react to 1,000 lumens. How do they work on Pico projectors? We got 2 different versions of Pico projectors in the house. Can't do the same screen, the same projector every day, and that's what we're seeing. The comfortable environment. The ultra short throw projector, which they love to use, and certifieds love to use these too, because again, not everybody's going to have an ultra short throw at the end of the day. If you count the people who don't use ultra short throws, some people don't use ultra short throws. Some people prefer the long throws. So how does it react to a long throw projector? The distance throw is going to be much different. The picture quality is going to be much different. The color is going to be much different. Everything's going to be a difference, because when a long throw has to sit back a distance, it has to travel to make it to the screen, which means depending on how bright the environment is, it's going to lose a lumen counts as it starts traveling to the screen. Where an ultra short throw is literally sitting up on top of the screen, and the distance throw really isn't there at all, period. So it's going to maintain a little bit better color, it's going to maintain a little bit better contrast, and it's going to be slightly brighter. So that's why I don't like using ultra short throws as a main projector for demonstrations, because it's a cheap projector. They know this at the end of the day. And then they'll compress it to a 100 inches, which is the recommendation anyway, but that's to keep the images and the pixels compressed tighter together. Because on top of that, being that close to the screen at 3,000 lumens, you're a couple of inches from a screen. Do you have any idea how bright that screen is pushing off light? This is why a lot of them on ultra short throw displays, the screens fade out so fast, because you have 3,000 lumens of light nailing the screen at less than 12 inches from the screen. You thought the ambient light in the environment freaking played the screen. Imagine 3,000 lumens. My projector's on the floor, 36. You wash the screen out even faster. That's why they prefer to use more much darker screens. They absorb light much better than the lighter screen. But anyway, getting back to that. So I don't know how they consider that to be testing on an ultra short throw. And then they use the same projector in every demonstration. No swap outs, none of that. Now, I'm going to be doing some tutorial videos later on showing people what to look for when it comes to screen paint products. How to look at the environments. How to know if the real or fake demonstration. Sorry, some people videos like there's no tomorrow. Environments are completely fake. One of the first things I tell people, look at the background where the screen is sitting. The background tells the entire story of the screen. If one of the other 2 red flags we see that pop up, very important. Contrast levels are done in the dark. Very rare that the contrast levels are done in fully lit environments, because the screen can't maintain in a fully lit environment with a lighter screen, because again, it's going to wash out. It's going to have issues. Not only is it going to have to deal with the lumens coming from the projector, but it's also going to have to deal with the environment. Any little bit of light can literally wash out a gray screen. Any little bit of light. Lie to you not. It's a little dark right now, so I think before my alarm goes off, I'll show you a demonstration downstairs. We'll take out all the lights. We'll put it 2 gray screens against the black screen, and we'll do a star fill demonstration. I'm going to put a light in the far corner of my workshop, and I'll turn it on, and you'll watch the gray screen fade out that fast. They have to be in complete darkness all the time. They are not ambient light rejection. So that one was right. When someone says their product is not ambient light rejection, they are definitely correct on that one. But here's the bigger problem. You can't portray your screen to be ambient light rejection. So you can't be in an environment opening up doors and showing off window lights and all. No, You're throwing two different forms of miscommunication there. Unless you're telling people at the end that we don't require ambient light rejection technology, or what I've seen so far, you do need it desperately badly. But you can't have it because your screen won't pick it up, and it's useless. The screen's too light. That's why you don't see ambient light rejection white screens. You don't see it. It won't work. But anyway, as I said before, those test demonstrations need to be done on long throws, all long throws, and it needs to be a multiple swap out. 720p's I would prefer them to be done on because, again, they won't have the perks of the 4K or 1080p, period. So I prefer 720p. Now, for what I saw in the demonstration with the 15 feet back on an Epson, and mind you, the letters were missing. There's only two of those projectors. There's no such thing as an Epson 955. It doesn't exist. I went to the database over Projector Central, didn't pull up. Only two projectors came up. One is the 955W, and the other one is a 95WH. The difference between two, one is actually 3,200 lumens, one is actually 3,000 lumens. Both projectors have a 10,000 to 1 aspect ratio contrast capability. And let me see if I'm missing something here. At 15 feet, that screen would give you a size of 121 to 124. So there's no way that a projector, unless it has something called an extended long throw lens, you're ever going to be able to pull it back that far and get an image that small. Because those lenses are on to a whole different topic on lenses. They don't even, do they explain any of this to you over there? They don't, do they? They don't explain you the different calibers of lenses. They don't explain it to you. I know they don't because I watched their demonstrations. They don't tell you any, what I'm explaining to you right now, they don't tell you any of this at all, period, do they? All right, that's why I tell you they don't know what they're talking about at the end of the day. We'll explain the theory of the extended throw lens. For those of you who have dedicated theater room setups with the booth, that's what those are used for. But they're not going to tell you because they don't know what they're talking about. All right, let's move on. All right, so I'm losing my topic here, talking about the extended throw lens and all that other stuff like that on these screens on the door. Okay, yeah, 15 feet back. So 15 feet back at particular projector, if you go to Projector Central, you can pull up and go to a distance calculator and you can see exactly the size of the screen at 15 feet back. That screen was 15 feet back. That screen would be 124 to 121 to 124, which means, and when we look at the demonstration and it's not over splashing the screen, clearly tells us that the lens has been pushed, the zoom has been pushed all the way down. And by doing this, it basically causes the image to compress. It gives it a much more sharper, more brighter image, less wear and tear at a distance. That's one of the tricks that they use. So if they pull back 15 feet, they're still using a compressed image, where if they push it all the way out and they pull back, the pixelations will have to expand. It's going to cause deterioration to the image, depending on whether or not the screen can maintain it or not. So if it's having a problem maintaining the image with zoom all the way up, then the next step, what they'll do is they'll push the zoom all the way down to give it a more compressed image. There is no way in the world at 15 feet that that particular projector is going to fit inside of a 100-inch screen with the room to give. That's a trick. They use them all the time to basically make the image look like it's sharper and brighter, but it's not. I'll attempt, because that particular demonstration shows contrast, and one of the parts of the contrast shows a yellow and white bow constrictor. That background is supposed to be super jet black. Now, if your screen's not super jet black and it's in a well-lit environment, anything you have in the environment that's black, it's not going to match your screen. That's the problem you're going to run into. So that's the kind of things you have to look out for. Dark pockets, dark corners, stuff like that. You know, you got to watch out for that. And again, as I said before, the screen is not supposed to match at all at any given time. So if anyone's showing you a demonstration of their product versus house paint, and they're saying, look at the slight difference, and if they literally got to get up and walk over to it and show you it, no. That's not good. That's never good. That's never, ever good. Let me see. That's never good. Why's my caption on here? Should be on there. not supposed to match. It's a shame because what I've seen so far in the home theater projection world is that for them, as long as the screen can be seen, it ain't gonna be the best picture in the world. It can fade, it's just coloration, whatever. As long as there's an image on there that you can properly make out to be a-okay, that's trash. I'm sorry. What I saw on that Elite screen and when that guy displayed it, the color was completely zapped. It was just horrible. And you're praising this as something good because you can make out the image in that much light. Oh, wait till you get a load of us. Wait till you get a load of our technology. You gotta be kidding me. That light, that little bit of light in that environment, and it wasn't nothing at all. You're gonna get that screen washed out that badly. And that is considered to be acceptable. And some people are.
This is a real B&H customer story. Steph Mandis came to B&H to take her photography to the next level. She's an artist.
Screens are supposed to look real like TVs. If you're going to replace your TV for a projection screen, you're supposed to upgrade, not downgrade. So, again, we're going to be pushing on those tests because, again, our products are tested and guaranteed. Where are your batch numbers at? Or they can't have batch numbers. The reason why they can't have batch numbers because you can't, batch number is literally a test. That's what it is. So you're going to have to throw different objects. When we do batch numbers, we throw black screens against our products. We show gray screens against our products. We do everything on the batch number. Batch numbers are pretty long. They can go on for about an hour. So if you haven't done these tests and the testing, how are you going to do it in a batch number? That's why you don't get batch numbers. And if you don't get batch numbers, you don't know what you're getting at the end of the day. You could be getting everyday regular paint and don't even know it. I think we need to put, you guys need to put that challenge out there. Anyone who has any kind of gray screen, because I haven't seen any test, black screens, I haven't seen any testing. None at all whatsoever. There's another fellow who calls himself making black paints. I haven't seen any test demonstrations at all. I would love to see you just take black paint and draw right into your screen and show a difference. Or do any one of the demonstrations we've done on these black screens. I'm not even done yet. It's a shame. I'm glad my customers don't have to go through it. 100% happy. My customers do not have to go through that nonsense. That's the reason why people purchase from us. That's the reason why we continue to make sales, because at the end of the day, our products are tested. You're supposed to test your products. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Now, let's talk about we're going to strip away these over people have been using in their demonstrations. We got a challenge for you today, gentlemen. This is going to be a brutal one. You're going to use the Epson projector. You need a long throw to do these ones right here to begin with.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris.
Now,
and well, there's no shortage of strange things going on in the world today, but you know.
The reason why we don't, you can't do the test under the 2.0 or any test we're doing because you can't count on the long throw. Like I said, like a woman's pair of shoes, a favorite pair of shoes. Remember that theory. You're not going to have dozens of projectors. You always go back to those projectors because those are projectors that make their products look good at the end of the day. And they need that projector desperately. Your screen should work regardless of whatever projector you're using, because when I talk to my customers, the first thing they say is, well, you own a lot of projectors. Yes, we do. And we tested on just so you can get our hands on. Well, you guys use the same thing over and over again. And I've noticed in demonstrations that when you do videos on these particular projectors, they don't look the same way as the videos that you do on the P2. Completely different. So the brutal test you will have for today will be a long throw projector. You will be back at 15 feet from your screen. Since you showed that you can actually maintain a 15 feet distance, you will be doing a 15 feet distance. The difference is you're going to have to produce a star field on your screen. Now, this is where it gets kind of rough. You have to have a little lighting in the environment. So one of the things when we show people that gray screens have a very difficult time pulling up, and just the slightest little bit of light in the environment will darken the entire environment. Pull all the lights out, darken the environment, pull in a star field demonstration, take a light gray screen, stick it against our screen, and we'll put a little light way in the back in the corner. Every time we turn that light on, you'll watch that light gray screen wash out, wash out, wash out, automatically right from the door. That's what you guys are going to have to do. And here's the thing where it's going to get pretty bad for you. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to get done. And I'll tell you why. You're going to have the Network Gray 773 in the same environment as your screen. And the reason why we request that is because at the end of the day, the customer needs to know if they are getting a product or if they're getting house paint. And who knows, like I said, if this individual, and I just say it because the only one we've seen so far, we caught barehanded doing it. If this individual got caught and his product matched a house paint, who's to say that he's just gotten to the point where he's just shipping you down Network Gray 773? You could very well have that in a container and not even know it. It matched. You wouldn't be able to tell one from the other. And at the end of the day, he wouldn't have to spend any money. Think about it. Every time he makes that product, he has to put black paint in it. You have to be able to put black paint into it. There's no way in the world that product's going to come out looking the way it did. You know, he had to put black paint into it. If it was bare silver screen, it'd be way lighter. That paint has a tone to it, which means there's black paint in it. Any paint that has a weird tone to it, if it's gray, has to have some kind of black in it in order to get the tone to adjust. So if anyone tells you, no, that's a lie. That's definitely a big lie. That's a huge lie. So you have to have something to tone it. There's something in it black to tone it. So you have to have something in it, and chances are it's black paint. So with that being said, he would have to spend a little money, like $17 for black paint, or where he's at, maybe a little expensive because prices will be a little higher because of inflation and all that. But anyway, they'll have to spend the money. But imagine if you didn't have to spend any money for the black paint. That's an extra $17 that you don't have to add for every order or orders that you get in, depending on what you're making at the end of the day. So that's a little money you save. And on top of that, time. It saves on time because now you don't have to make it. You have to process it. You can literally take it off the shelf, pour it into your container, and say, voila, this is my product. How would you tell? If you couldn't tell the difference between one and the other in the demonstration that he did that he removed off his account, how are you going to know? There you go. That's the reason why he needs to, if he's going to be selling the Cinemax or any of those great products, he needs to do those tests. Because you know how much time that would save him at the end of the day? He'd just go to Sherwin-Williams, pull it off the shelf, pour it into his container, put his label onto it, and ship it to you. And you couldn't even tell because he can't tell. That's what you need. That's why I said you have to have those test demonstrations done to guarantee your product. There's a nightmare for you. Now you think about one of those containers pop up. Mind you, what his policy says, you pop the top, you can't exchange. It's yours. That's a very, very huge red flag policy. So, and that's what we're talking about in the first place. Somebody made that statement. So, well, heck, that's the case that matches that well. Why would he be making his own product at the end of the day? He could just take that off the shelf and just pour that into a container and sell it to the customer. They wouldn't even know. He couldn't even tell. Yeah, you don't know. That's why there wasn't enough test demonstrations done. There was only 2 demonstrations done, and that's basically about it, and they're missing. What about the rest of the products? Look, I'm telling you something. I'm telling you right now that, and I hate to we got to bring it up in the video because it is what it is. The hybrid mix would easily match Network Gray 773 very easily because it was so close to matching the Cinemax that you couldn't tell one from the other. And the demonstration, I couldn't tell one from the other. And I'm thinking, gee whiz, I mean, pretty much you could do this both the same thing with the Network Gray. Would do the exact same thing. No difference. There's not enough tests. So that church who painted that screen in literally could have painted that entire screen in for far less. They could have picked it right up at Home Depot or Lowe's or Sherwin-Williams and could have did the exact same. That's the problem. That's why they get angry when we do tests. That's why they get mad. Anytime we do a test and you see them going back and doing our videos and trying to break them down, what are you going to break down? Which I find even funnier because in my demonstrations, you're sitting in the dark trying to break down a video that's sitting in more light than in your demonstration. That's pretty sad. You can't be in the same environment as me as you're trying to tear down my video because your screen will wash out. That's what a lot of people notice when they watch this tear down video. He tries to explain how we're doing this, that, and the other. You're sitting in the dark on a $3,300 projector, ultra short throw, and you're trying to break down a demonstration of someone sitting 14 to 15 feet from a screen in a fully lit environment at 129 inches, 1610 compared to a 100 inch. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's pretty sad. Try again. Fail. The other ones are pretty bad too. Not this now. Not just picking on it now. I usually expect that from gray screen paint products because they feel that they don't really have to test their products. They don't. They feel that just because their products basically show a little bit of a difference over a white screen, they feel that's enough. They don't have to go any farther than that. But they require more testing than that, a lot more testing. And one of the biggest testings that a gray screen is going to have to go through, it's going to have to go through gray paint. A lot of it. Because again, before they started cutting out all these different tones, you only had bare 1050, bare silver screen when it was currently existing. So the only thing you had was white paint. So everything that everybody made gray paint was started off with white and black paint. That's all it started off with. So there was no real tones. Now they got tones now. Those are the nightmare paints. Gotta fix this door. I need to find that, where that went to. Oh, I hate it when I put everything up for myself. And still, I will manage to lose things. Oh, here we go. There we go. So, say I'm in a board meeting with a bunch of investors. This is my screen on display. Of course, I plan to be in a much more brighter environment, hopefully, than this. And they go, well, Mr. Bird, what if we just go out and buy ourselves a big old black tablecloth and we just drape it across and we can do the exact same thing? Can you show us a difference? Now, because my product was tested, I'll go, sure. Big old grin on my face. That's not a problem. Now, one of the things I saw on the tablecloth display, if you notice that the environment had a ton of red lights in that environment with the tablecloth. And the reason why, because red can actually alter and change color. So that's why, if you notice that that demonstration was only done one time and that's it. And the only time it was done is with those red lights in the environment, which I find kind of interesting because with any other products, the red lights don't exist anymore. That's another thing that was brought up in also topic. As you can see, and our screens are also black. Now, screens downstairs in the Maxo Zone always are brighter. You know why? Because how much light literally nails the screens. Actually make the screens look brighter down there, but the normal lighting, they go darker because, again, the normal lighting. All right, so we'll take our fabric and we'll just stick that right there. Right there. Now, the thing is that most people, when they try to do black fabric or something else besides our products, they would choose a very high-end projector with a lot of lumens. A lot of lumens. So they figure the more lumens I have on the projector, the higher the chance I have of pulling white light out of the screen. Not going to happen. Because that surface is not designed to accept or receive white light. It's actually designed to absorb light. Are we going to do a color swap out here? Or is the color changing? Oh, it is changing. There we go. These are the questions you're going to get. And this is what, now not all customers are basically going to not ask questions. You're going to, some customers are going to ask a ton of questions. Those are the ones we love the most. Because those are the ones basically I get the chance to talk even more to at the end of the day. We talk, actually, those usually customers end up becoming good friends of mine. I'm actually good friends with a lot of my customers. And because we talk about everything together, and they talk about this and that, and they talk about the old school stuff from back in the day, and this, that, and the other, and we become best friends, good friends at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I love when people come in and ask questions. You get to learn more about them, and they get to learn about me at the end of the day, and who knows, turns to a friendship. But some people don't really want to go in down that road because, again, the more you start asking about the product, especially when they know nothing about it, the less they want to talk about it. And the reason why we say they know nothing about the products, well, the specification sheets speak for themselves. On how much you know about your product is what your specification sheets pick up. And there's a lot of information missing. Some people have specifications on their sheets that they basically can't back up on camera. Can't say something and you can't back it up. Now, when we see people with gray screen paint products saying that it gives excellent black levels, no, it gives dark shades of gray. That's literally what you're picking up. A 2.0 does not pick up a black level. Even though it has the ability to be able to overpower some gunmetal screens with no problem, it does not have the ability to pick 100% black. Only that technology does it. That's another lie, a biggest lie of all time. Well, I guess that pretty much started with the, well, yeah, I've done it myself. Actually, but then again, I didn't know any better either, too, on top of that. But now they should know better, because there is black technology. There are black technology screens out there. I haven't got a chance to get my hands on them, but they're out there. But anyway, now you can, it is darker technology, you can see that. But when I was coming out, it was the white screen and the gray screen paint products. Now, consider the fact a screen that was like the same color as Network Gray 773 was considered to be gray. But a screen color that was the same color as the UV, that dark, or maybe our D5K or D6K technology was considered to be a black screen. Because there was no such thing as a black screen. So they considered that to be the black screen. Then when the gunmetals popped up, they were considered to be near the black screens because they were actually darker than any other darker gray screen paint products at the time, until we started developing gunmetal technology, and we would develop screens that were actually gunmetal technology that was darker than others that can maintain higher contrast levels and basically better color and all that other good stuff. You've seen the demonstration, you know. Now, no. See, that's the thing. I don't think we're going to have a gunmetal in the Black Series. And the reason why, like I said, because we're going to be selling online and offline. And what we're pushing for offline, this will be the dominant screen. We can't have gunmetal technology in there. The gunmetal technology is good, but there's no purpose for it. There's no purpose for it at all. And the reason why there's no purpose for it, because it cannot do what it's designed to do. The whole purpose of the gunmetal technology was to produce a darker contrast level. That was the main thing of that technology, to pull a much darker contrast. In any demonstration, if you watch any screen involving gunmetals, the first thing they talk about is that black contrast level, to pull the darker contrast with richer colors, designed to absorb light. That's what they're designed for. Kind of a bit of a problem there if you have a screen that's actual physically black, that can pull the 100% contrast level, maintain its color, and pull its white levels. You see how that screen right there is sitting there changing different colors. White levels are also needed in order to make that screen produce a high enough color, but also dark levels are required to pull a rich enough color at the exact same time. You're watching the screen display balance. And it can do it in a multicolored changeout in a fully lit environment. It can do it on any caliber projector we threw at in all tests. So where does the gunmetal come in at? It doesn't. It doesn't exist next to this technology. The whole stage of when things first started off, you had the white screen. Everybody was happy with that. And then after a while, you got these gray screen paint mixtures that were popping up. And people wanted a better, knew the white levels were going to drop. That's automatically going to happen either way. White levels are always going to drop. Even at the lighter gray mixes, white levels are going to drop. It's never going to be the same as a white screen. We haven't got to that point yet, but soon it'll be there. Anyway, so they start to drop. But still, you gain better color and you gain a little bit slightly better contrast. Now you got a gunmetal technology that pops up where you have extremely good contrast because the screen is much, much darker. Picks up a much richer color, and it has a reflective surface that allows the screen to generate a higher white level, or a good white level, because it knows automatically making the screen that dark, its white levels are going to drop by a lot. And you have black technology, which has the ability to pull now a 100% contrast level, has the ability to pull richer and more deeper colors, and has the ability to maintain its white levels due to heightener technology, which is a formula that we're blessed to be able to develop that allows the screen to generate and accept white light, even in fully lit environments. And that's why there's no point ever making a gunmetal again, because again, we'll have the gunmetal for the time being on the site, but after that, it's going to be gone. Now, for those people who are saying, well, what about the transition? This shouldn't be a hard transition. It should be easy. It should be extremely easy. If people can adjust the gunmetal, and people have been doing adjusting for the longest time, there are the same talks that you have here about black screens are the same talks they had back with white screens. White screens, when gray screen paint products came out, people were complaining about the white levels on gray screen paint products. They were too dark. They weren't pulling up here. They were this, that, and the other. Same conversation. Gunmetal technology comes out, same discussion. The darker the screen gets, the same discussion. But people adjust. We can develop, like I said, to put a good point on it, we had the gunmetal technology we developed, and go back and check the test, have beat every single gunmetal we threw against it, certified, easily. And yet the black technology we have can take out the gunmetal that we developed to take out the gunmetal. Sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. We got the test demonstrations to back it up. So we can literally develop a gunmetal that's designed to take out any other gunmetal screen, and this technology can take that one out with ease, making this more superior. So what's the point of making a gunmetal if that's the dominant technology? That one can do all the work. That's the whole thing about the Black Series. The Black Series has different forms of black level technology that do different forms of applications on a much higher level. This is our final, this is our last. My next stage for this technology is to have it either utility patents or basically patent pending. So we're looking over all the paperwork we need to do. This thing is going to be locked in so well. It's going to be quite nicely how we lock it in, because I have to make sure that when I have a showroom, I don't have some joker at the end of the day and people people do this will walk into a showroom and try to feed and get information on how to take something. And you have to make sure it's locked in. I know I'm going to get the attention of the big boy screens. Or we got one guy on YouTube wanted samples of the product. Because the last thing they want for this technology is it going to a mainstream. That's the last thing they want. Right now, while I'm on YouTube, I'm not too much of a threat. But if I go to walk off YouTube and I walk into a couple of storefronts where it's going to get more publicity, more advertisement, more talk, it becomes a problem for them. And that's good. That's good. Because they've been too comfortable for too long. That's the problem. Too comfortable for too long. That's why I be sitting there watching demonstrations, and I listen to hours and hours of demonstrations of people talking about, it's a certified screen, by the way, talking about how their products are this, that, and the other, blah, blah. Too much talk, not enough. Show me something. That's why when I come on here, it's not all talk. I show you something. Came up here, turned the projector on. Went through some applications on the computer screen, came up nice and bright, can read the text perfectly from way back here. Put up a black strip in the middle. Now we're throwing some certifieds up there. And what's the point of me talking about the dominant technology being ours? Saying we have the dominant technology. We have the ability to be able to produce better than a certified screen if I can't back it up. That'd be the weakest presentation ever. Have somebody get up there and talk hours about something you can't back it up. Where's the pie chart at? Where's the spreadsheet? Something. Can you show me the numbers? What are you talking about? Is this real? Can you show me some kind of data backing this up? You got to back it up. Now, the reason why we don't go for, I used to have tons of these sample sheets, but I started thinking, why go after all these little ones in between? Let's go for the head of the snake. So what we do is we basically go in and we get the best. What is the best technology you guys have to offer? That's like cutting off the head of the snake. Once that's gone, there's nothing left. So anything you see in those categories sitting over there is the best that they have to offer. We can take that out, everything else is a cakewalk. So right there, we got $8,000 worth of certified screens sitting up against that screen right there. We don't have the price for the technology right now under ours. Under our technology, because our coverage is so good, 32 ounces of that technology can do a great deal. We were able to paint this screen out of the 32 ounce container. That's all we made. We were able to paint. This screen is 120 inch, and the one I had downstairs is 129 inches, 1610. And we were able to bone dry the container with those two. Which means if this coverage does exactly what I need to do, that means I can probably get a 170 inch screen out of 32 ounces. And if you saw me paint the screen in, or the one downstairs, when you saw me paint the one downstairs in, it's very easy to do it. Literally, your kids could literally paint your screen in for you. It's that easy. So it's easy to paint. No complicated instructions. Tons of test demonstrations on top of it. It's going to be amazing technology. And you can apply it to anything you want. As a matter of fact, we made it a kind of texture in between thin and in between thick at the same time, so that way it can feed through a paint can with ease, but also too can apply to a roller without streaking. These were done a little bit different. Now, if you're hoping to get your hands on this technology, well, it's going to be a while, because again, even after we finish all the testing on all 5 series, they have to go through the paperwork. And once the paperwork is completed in 2 months, then we can bear our seals, or they give us a day showing that there's patent pendings, trademark secrets, all that stuff all over it. And then we can start basically marketing and selling it. Are we going to have pre-orders? Yes, we are. I was hoping to have it. Well, I'll be gaming on this anyway. Well, that's not fair. Really, I'm gaming on it anyway. Black Ties is coming up, and I need this for gaming. But unfortunately, it won't be available yet. Still has to go through a ton of testing. Each one of those, as you've seen the first one we have here, each one of those we're going to development is going to go through that kind of testing. We have one of the ones I'm excited about. We have one that's going to be an invisible coating front and rear, and this one has a sun killer technology that's developed. And we have the tests here. We've done them. We know how to put it together, how to design it. Basically, it can absorb sunlight. So for those of you saying, "Oh, it's not possible," yeah, it's called sun killer technology. We'll probably change it. Oh, I kind of like that name. But anyway, so it's designed to absorb sunlight. So the invisible technology is going to have multiple applications. You can actually design your own acoustic screens with it, front and rear, as we're showing up downstairs. There's going to be a more advanced model of that. You also too can spray this on glass for advertisement. It's also fantastic for 3D mapping applications, special effects, stuff like that. That's going to be designed for, doing cool stuff outside the box. What about the exotics? Oh, we're still making the exotics. They're not going to be part of the Black series, but we're definitely going to make the exotics. They were in motion to basically be finished, and they will be finished. And our community is pretty much interested in that. Those of you who have white screens, worst combination I've ever seen is basically, remember I told you about these screens, basically can turn a certified screen into a white sheet of paper? Yep, there you go. That's actually a gunmetal sitting right next to that white sheet of paper. But, yeah, worst white screen setups I've ever seen is a knockoff projector in the white screen. That'd be the worst. If you have that, burn it. That's literally the worst. So I have people tell, "Oh, but the picture looks amazing." No, that picture looks like crap. And then they'll go out and they'll buy an older projector and they'll go, "Wow, look at it's a huge, massive difference." Don't buy those things. Things are trash. All right, so now we have a white sheet of paper sitting right next to the gunmetal screen. Let's grab something. Let's go with a silver screen. This is an actual silver screen. Oh, let's put another one here too to match this one. Right there, got that there, right there. And let's grab ourselves a silver screen. Now the reason why I can do this demonstration with ease is because, again, this product was tested. So it's been through all these tests already to do this. And the reason why other people can't do these tests is because, again, untested product. And you still have to worry about, at the end of the day, if you buy gray paint, and if it's untested, are you really getting what you paid for? Or did you just get a container of network grade 773 shipped to your front door? You don't know that. Now, I hate to put this individual on blast, but he has to be put on blast because, again, I don't care at the end of the day what. And you got to get an understanding on what's going to be happening here. I told you when the screen reaches a certain percentage, we have to go after everything, which means the screen needs to have a reputation of knocking out certifies, of knocking out great mix. It has to have that. It's nothing personal. This is business. Do not take it personally. Can't explain this enough. It's not intentionally to go and hit your screen to say that if you want to cancel, you can cancel. Hey, no hard feelings, no problem at all. We expect for people to cancel out. But it's to show our technology as an end. If I'm going to say my product is the best of the best, like you like to say, I have to prove it. I can't basically just say it. I have to prove it. You can't prove it. That's the problem. I can. So, in order for me to have the reputation for my products, I have to prove that my products do exactly what they're designed to do. And with that being said, the reason why I'm making that statement is because I will purchase the products. We know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. I'm not going to go through the back and forth. We're not doing any of that. We're not going through that. We don't have time for that. After what I've seen already in the test demonstrations on Sunday by this individual, I said that was the worst thing I've seen. I'm not going through that ever again. That's not going to happen. But we will purchase the products. We're not going to go have a discussion with them on his site. Nothing. We're going to go in and buy and leave. That's it. That's the end of it. If the order's canceled, we put it up, the order's canceled, and we move on to the next screen paint. We go from there. There's a company called Paint On Screens, one called Box. I think it's VOX. There's a couple of them out there. We're planning to buy. Another one called Diamond too. It's another called Diamond Theater, I think it is. It's another one. But we'll move on to them. We're not going to have that problem with them. We'll get it over here. We'll do the demonstrations from there. Because we need to know that the screen's going to take out everything. Now, the reason why some people say, well, it's a black screen, it's going to dominate over a gray screen. Yeah, that's true. But we still going to have individuals out there saying, well, the gray product is the best way to go because it does this and does that. We need to show you that it's not. That's the whole purpose of developing that technology. I would really like to have something from Screen Innovation, but that's not going to happen. And that's why Dragonfly, well, that's not going to happen either. That's not going to happen. I would love to put the Dragonfly against the Black Series, but again, I think he's never going to release that to us because, again, that would be a good idea not to at the end of the day. I'm not trying to be rude here, but I mean, look at that. And those are certified gunmetal screens, and those are 2 white sheets of paper on each side. And that's a black strip in the middle of it, of fabric. Now, I always say, please do not make the mature move of basically saying, well, you know, some people get mad if you mention a product, and they'll say, well, you know, he's making false accusations. You really want to go down that road? I mean, honestly, I'm talking about a particular YouTuber. Cool dude, and all, never disrespected me in any way. Let's get that out there. He never disrespected me. Cool. Never got a chance to talk to him. Talked to a few of his secretaries. Very nice establishment and all. But do not get ahead of yourself. I'm giving you a clear warning. You do not want to lay against this screen. And whatever you think your technology is at the end of the day, it will not match this. You have my guarantee 100%. It'll be a pit you will not be able to climb out of. It'll cause so much damage to your product. It's not even funny. This is a nightmare of all screens. And we developed Black Series is an extremely powerful screen. I said that before, but these screens are no joke. So to anyone who develops certified screens, the best thing you can do is ignore. If you don't, and you lay your product against this screen, I guarantee you, bar none, your screen will turn into that white sheet of paper over there. Now, the reason why I can say that, because from the demonstrations I've seen, because I research you guys, I study you guys. I watch a lot of dark demonstrations, a lot of ambient light controlled environments. We don't use ambient light controlled environments. So the one strike you'll have against you is the minute I stick you downstairs and that area with all that light pushing down there, your screen automatically is going to whoop, wash out. It's not used to being in that environment. And then you don't have the perks of a $50,000 or $30,000 projector. You don't have that anymore. You're dropped all the way down to a projector that's probably under $300. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles, all that stripped away. That's not even there to help your screen out anymore. It's not going to go well. So that's why I advise some people, if they basically want proof that the product does what it's supposed to do, then hey, let me get your sample sheet. I'll bring it down here and I'll put it in my facility. We'll light the entire area up downstairs and we'll do the demonstration from down there. But I'm not going to let them take our product. And the reason why is because after I seen the demonstration, I'm like, why in the world I want to affiliate my technology with that? I specialize in ambient light projection technology. That's what I specialize in. So my screens have to be in fully lit environments. I like to display that technology. Anybody can display a screen in a dark environment. That's easy. That's extremely easy to do. That's nothing. That's not even hard. But to display a projection screen in a fully lit environment, which you're designed not to do to begin with, especially in being black, that is a challenge for us. So I don't consider that to be a challenge for me. And you can't be in my environment, and hopefully, because I've been researching, trying to find some kind of videos in some kind of environment matching ours, we're not finding it. So, not to be rude or anything, but, you know, we end up in court or something, we pop up in court and they want us to do a demonstration, it'll be the last day your screen will ever be sold. I can guarantee you that. Because when that screen gets done with it, nobody will touch your product. So that's why I said better to be ignored. Now, with the screens we have up right now, I give them praise because they're actually good screens. That's why we have them up there. They're very good technology. I like the screen. That's why I ordered both of them, got them up there. Next to a gray screen. Now, the Dragonfly, if it was next to a gray screen or a lighter screen, yes, it's definitely going to show up better high performance. It's gunmetal technology. It's going to be always going to be better than a gray mix. It's it's always going to be better than a silver screen. It's definitely going to be showing an amazing high improvement over a white screen. That it can do. I would never say it can't, because it does have the capability to do that. Okay, it's gunmetal. But next to our technology, it can't hold a candle to it. Silver screen. Silver screen, silver screen, silver screen. Now, as you guys are watching that, I'm going to set up for downstairs, because I want to do that demonstration about that light in the corner, a little bit of light in the corner, just a little bit, and how it basically affects your gray screen. So we got a silver screen, a white screen, 2 certified screens, and another white screen. This is why when I explain to you the black technology, or gunmetal technology, basically next to our technology doesn't exist, because our screen is the dominant screen. It pulls the highest black level. For instance, let me see. So we show the colors right there. And because it has a reflective surface is designed the screen to pick up higher white light, which is a combination of allowing the screen to have a somewhat better balance in color at the same time when it comes to gray and white screens. Now, for those of you looking at this, we're saying, well, how come it's not overpowering the gray screens? Because it's laying against our technology. Our technology cancels out anything that lays against it. It doesn't make a difference what you are at the end of the day. You could be gunmetal, you could be a light screen, you could be a gray screen, you could be a mid-gray screen. You lay against that technology, they all did the same thing. They turn white. Well, kind of like a lightish gray, I would say. Not really white. So it doesn't make a difference. You ever notice that when we do the demonstration on the certified screens? You do know that all the screens we have in there are different shades. You have gunmetal, you have light gray, you have silver, you have a bit of everything. They all turn the exact same color, that faded image. Because that technology right there is designed to change, anything that lays against it is automatically going to wash out. They're all going to react the same way. Some may have a slight little hiccup over others, but all in all, it's not going to match our technology. That's the whole purpose, even the playing field. Now, understand? This is going to ruffle some feathers. Yeah. Jamie, I don't like to mention your name in my videos. I really don't. I don't at all. But I'm going to give you a test today. This is a test. You're going to have to be to guarantee your product. And it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a brutal one too. And it's definitely going to involve that slip silver. And it's definitely going to involve the Network Gray 773. The question is, your customers need to know, or anybody needs to know, are you shipping them down everyday house paint? Now, I'm not doing this to be ruthless or mean. No, it's a question that needs to be asked. Are you getting house paint today? What are you really getting in those containers? See my technology here? If I tell you that my technology is a technology that's better than a black surface, better than a silver, better than a white screen, and better than certifies, I can show you the difference right there. How many demonstrations you want black versus black? We've done about 4 already. About to do another 2 more today. We even did one where we actually drew into the screen with black paint. Why? We displayed the Dynasty black paint and the Black Magic house paint and a strip of fabric at the same time, downstairs in the max out zone. So we can show you on multiple levels that our products don't even match black paint. So at the end of the day, when my customers buy that product, they know from looking at the tests and demonstrations done that they are guaranteed to get exactly what they paid for. Now, the big question is, when you are buying a great product, how do you know that in that container that you're not receiving everyday household paint? And you don't know. Well, you do know from a certain degree. You do know that what the Cinemax is. Cinemax is basically Network Gray 773 because it was a perfect match. So you know that for that much. But are you getting the paint that he usually mixes, or are you getting this? Are you getting the Network Gray? Which one? How would you know? So those customers who have the Cinemax, I would suggest you pop up some videos, because we'll be looking for them, of showing your Cinemax next to the Network Gray 773. Because again, these are tests that need to be done. And the only people who get offended over this and get upset by this are people that are actually making those products. Customers don't get upset over that. You're looking at a product again that has no tests and no batch numbers and match the house paint, which means he's still going on YouTube showing off the Cinemax as if it never even happened. So how do you know that you're not getting you're getting Network Gray 773 in your container? You literally could be paying for $90 or $89 for a shelf paint. Don't even know it. Did he ever come on the channel and say, hey, look, okay, I matched the product. I apologize. I didn't do any testing, but we're going to make a new Cinemax and we're going to do all our tests under the Gray products that we failed against in the first beginning. Did you get anything like that? Any guarantee like that? Nothing. You didn't get nothing. So the simple fact that the individual is on YouTube showing off the Cinemax as if that video never existed clearly shows that you probably have house paint. The same house paint that he used in the demonstration you have on your wall right now. You literally just paid $90 or $89 probably for a everyday house paint that you could have went to Sherwin-Williams and picked up. Get the same conversations with this all the time. Well, how do I know that? Bottom line is I'm just getting black paint in the mail. It could just be every day, just black paint. Nothing different, nothing new. That's why we have these tests here. That's what the tests are for. But I don't have any tests, so how do you know? And you don't. There's no light bulb there. Now, again, I don't like to go into this account because, again, we're not, if we see something in there that's off, I'm not bringing it up. I went through that on Sunday. It was a complete nightmare. I'm never, ever doing that again. I'm never spending a day going through anybody's account like that ever again. That was a really, really awful experience. Not going to do that again. I expect better. I expect much, much better. And that was the worst thing I've seen. I just couldn't believe someone could get on camera and just blatantly lie like that so badly and act like it's oh, it was just awful. I'm not bringing it up. It was awful. Now, what I'm looking for here, people, and this is the challenge we're going to put out today, and this is for any great products, not just him, anybody. We've done our tests already. Even our gray paints that we have downstairs have been tested against the Network Gray and the Eclipse Silver. So it's with anybody, but particularly this individual, because from the screen paints we've seen, people are getting busted with their products matching a house paint and then displaying the exact same screen and have it on their website as if it never even happened. So like I said, with that being said, who's to say he's not shipping you down a container of Sherwin-Williams? He sure enough can't go on camera and show you the difference, can he? No, he did that already. It was a failed attempt. It went pretty that you are not getting Sherwin-Williams, that you have Sherwin-Williams sitting on your wall right now. He couldn't beat the screen in a test. Anytime you see somebody hide evidence, or not, come on. I love it when I meet people who basically try to reason even though they're wrong. If you are caught doing something and you hide the evidence, that makes you guilty. That's how it works on this planet. So if you hide evidence, at the end of the day, you basically are guilty. Now, I don't want anybody thinking, I don't want him to go, I know he's going to get angry and get upset, but you have to understand, it's his business, man. If you take this personal and this hurts you in that way, then you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. You're definitely doing something you shouldn't be doing. It's his business. And the consumer has the right to know, whether it be certified by out there, they have the right to know. Turn this to the side, we're here working on. They have the right to know that they are getting what they paid for. Now, like I said, you're out of all the people I've seen, we've done research on products, you are the only person who literally matched the house paint. Didn't see Partey do it yet. which I'm curious. I need him to do those tests, but I didn't see him do it. You're the only ones that did it. Only one. There's a company called Pro HD, there's like a box, and there's paint on screens, there's diamond screens, goo screen. None of them match that paint because they didn't do the demonstration, but you did. And you got to give him thumbs up. You got to give him some thumbs up for doing the demonstration. At least he did it. But it didn't go well for me. It was a learning experience, which means next time you make a product, you test the product first. If you did proper tests, you would have realized in your test that you got to come up matching the house paint. Let's go back and fix this mess, make it better than what it is, make it better than the house paint. So that way, if this ever comes up, I'm ready for it. You were not ready. Definitely was not ready for it. Okay, let me see. All right, we're on here. So I don't want you, because he goose screen got caught with a product matching house paint at the end of the day. Yeah, we'd be right on top of them. And if they came out there and said, well, this is a new product, so and so and so. Man, your product just matched house paint. Why are you guys acting like that never even happened? Yeah, we would press on them for that. I press on certified screens all the time when basically claiming to be ambient light, but using ambient light controlled environments. I always gripe about that. About why in the world are they calling it ambient light rejection? And you know darn well they're in a dark environment. You see how well lit that environment is? That's how your screen environment should be looking when you're doing demonstrations. See all those certified screens laying against that screen? See the color of them? So they can't even match the screen? Those are the kind of results you got to show them today. Those will have contacting you, sending you out emails saying, hey, this and hey, this and so and so and so and so. And so. Those companies will contact you after seeing that. Look at this. 1,000 lumen. Demonstration done on a 1,000 lumen projector. That's why we call it the Maxwell zone. That's why when I sit there and I watch demonstrations of certified screens and I see them in ambient light controlled environments, that's not going to work down here. We use more light than that. Your screen's going to wash out down here. We're going to have problems. All right, let me see. Now, oh, man, it's a dread going to this guy's channel. I really do. Why are we going there anyway? What's the point of us going there anyway? We've already seen everything we need to see. I want to see if he did the slip silver. If he did any of the slip silver, did he do one of the demonstrations on slip silver? We know he didn't do it because when we punch in the name microblend slip silver, he doesn't come up. Only we come up. Yeah, man, this channel, boy. The sad thing about this channel, there is no real, there's nothing, and he's not doing anything. And it's depressing going in. It really is depressing going through that channel because, again, either it's, I don't care about the insults to me. I don't care about that. When people do that kind of stuff at the end of the day, that's a person at the end of the day that has nothing left. Usually, if I'm going to come at somebody, I'm going to come at with my technology. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the very same thing that they bash. So I'm going to come at them with my technology, give them challenges that the technology is doing, and watch them not complete the test, watch them fail, or go order their product and watch them put the money back in my account. Stuff like that. That's what I would do at the end of the day. I'm not going to make memes of you, and that's childish. I don't have time for that. I'm an adult at the end of the day. I don't have time for that. I'm not 16 or 15 years old. I don't do that crap. But anyway, if I'm going to come at you, I'm going to basically show test demonstrations on the back of my product at 100% as I'm supposed to do. Hold on a minute. So his practices have got him in some trouble. As a matter of fact, I got to make a few phone calls today. I got to be out today. I got business to take care of today. All right, let's go in. Dread going in here. It's got the same. Any other site that we going to? Very professional, very well done. That's one thing I respect about Dream Media. One thing I do respect about them. Even though, okay, so we see things on a different level. At the end of the day, you don't see people over here making memes. And you don't see them doing that. Very professional. We're not over here making memes and I'm very professional. I speak my mind. And I'm not bashing them anyway, but it is what it is. We use more light in our environments. And for what I've seen in the demonstration, I do my research on companies that I don't want my technology affiliated with an environment that's using ambient light controlled. I would rather be in a fully lit environment. And if they can't survive in the fully lit environment, then our screens are not the same. So our technology, if he laid our technology, his technology into that screen, it's going to turn white because that's what it's designed to do. It was engineered for to take out certified screens, to overpower certified screen. It's not engineered for the gray screen paint mixes because a gray screen paint mix can't even overpower a house paint. So why in the world would it, as most companies we deal with? But this individual, at the end of the day, and the other ones don't know how to act right. They're kids. So that's why when it comes down to y'all stuff, y'all can't do exactly what you're supposed to do. So let's go have a look. Let's see if the Slip Silver Challenge was done. Oh, man. Unbelievable. I gotta go ahead and check people's products and see if they do the test. What can you do for tests at the end of the day? How hard is it to do? I got 4 tests to do today. On top of the test I gotta do tomorrow. And you mean to tell me we can't do basic tests? Yeah, I have no idea how to press something right now. I hate going to his channel. There's nothing in there, man. After what I seen on Sunday, I swear, I literally would rather walk through a freaking landmine field with magnetic boots. Literally would rather walk through one than click on this right here. Nothing ever in here. Oh. Let's see if he did the Slip Silver. And again, you got to stop showing off the Cinemax. You can't show off the Cinemax because the Cinemax has matched the house paint. Anytime he shows off that paint, he is clearly stealing from his customers because that's a product that literally is Sherwin-Williams. All right, more running and carrying his mouth about this. Yeah, we refuse the package. We don't want it. Why in the world would I want the package? I tested my product already. It works perfectly fine. Customer has it. It works perfectly fine. So why in the world at the beginning would we basically need your approval? You can't even beat house paint at the end of the day. Jamie, okay, let me explain something to you. Your ability to be able to have any form of credit toward how you speak about things and what you say about stuff is done. You don't get it. You matched a house paint. And because you matched the house paint, you got on camera to begin with, the first beginning, and you lied to all your customers, telling them, and that's what he did. He went on camera, lied to all his customers, telling them that they were getting some special, amazing paint that they were getting, to find out that the product itself matched a simple shelf paint of Sherwin-Williams. Then, after getting caught, he gets on this camera and he lies for hours about how his product is not matching, the Sherwin-Williams. Not considered before he did the demonstrations, he went into these huge, massive rants about how we were liars and how we didn't have this and didn't have that. And to find out he does the test and the product matched so well that this guy was doing some very uncomfortable stuff on camera. He was going through it. I mean, he was going through it. Now, you got on camera, you lied again. You lied the first time by telling your customers they were getting something that was so extraordinary, so amazing. Turned out it matches a house paint. And then you turn around and you do a demonstration on how your product doesn't match Network Grade 773. And it does too well, to the point where you got on camera, you lied about that. And then you go in and you remove the video, which no one can find it. And then you still come on here showing off your product as if it never even happened. Your products don't work. This is why there's no Slip Silver. I don't see any demonstrations anywhere here for Slip Silver. And then you're talking about refuse. Why would I do the test, Jamie? Why would I wait a day of me working on actual products that work to do a demonstration on a product that came out of a 5-gallon container that was shipped to you and another customer, John T., who did the exact same demonstration, had no problems with the screen. The screen had a back. It was already tested, which are tests you don't do at the end of the day. As we can see, you don't do any tests. So why in the world would I go back and waste my time to test something I already tested already? I know how it works. You have a reputation of taking people's products and tampering with them. And for someone to say that someone's going to trust what you say, again, you steal from your customers every time you show that network grade. Sorry, the Cinemax. Every time you show that, you steal from your customers. You refuse to accept the fact that you match the house paint. So your credibility on what you say and all that is tarnished. It's been tarnished a long time ago, a very long time ago. And still, we haven't seen any slip silver yet. Nothing yet. Not a thing. Not any test at all. Look at this. He's sitting there. Now, I'm going to show you people. See right here? So you can see this. See where he mentions the Cinemax? The Cinemax is house paint. Right here, he talks about the custom trim, the Cinemax right here. Now, Jamie, we have to remind you, constantly have to remind him on this. Your product, the Cinemax, that you refuse to accept is house paint. There's no testing. Because, now, let me show you. Give them a taste of reality. This is your video that actually is posted on every form of sites, warning sites, scam sites, of warning people not to purchase your products due to the fact that this is you in the video showing you painting down. Now, why would anyone trust anything you say when you're doing stuff like this? Now, this is all the evidence we've dug up on Crow. These are all the hidden videos that were missing off his account that you can't find, things he's trying to hide, things he doesn't want you to know at the end of the day. And this is why his product doesn't paint challenge. This is when we saw a video pop up, black and white paint in your product. We actually used this to make several of your products. And there it is. There is the Network Grade 773 scam, the biggest scam of all time on YouTube. This is an individual and by the name of Jamie Fernando Gonzalez of Crow 1176, who has a product under the Cinemax that has matched the house paint perfectly. Absolutely perfect. And then has a nerve to go on camera and to act as if it never even happened. So again, of all people, you don't even have the right to go around calling people scammers when this is one of the biggest scams ever. Now, everybody on ABS forums knows about this scam. Projector Central knows about these videos. Different Facebook forum sites that we're attached to knows about this video. Everybody knows that the Network Grade 773 is actually Cinemax. And then on top of that, here you have Crow's personal mix here, match the bare silver screen. That's another video that went missing. So we have to give them these reminders every so once in a while. That is your product, is it not? Is it? So for a person at the end of the day who's claiming that his products are supposed to be superior to everybody else's, we see you here on camera matching a house paint. So the big question is, and don't take it personal, I don't take anything you do personal, can you show us proof that your product is not Network Grade 773, or where are the slip silver demonstrations we requested? Did anybody see any slip silver demonstrations in there? Any of them? One? Not one? You need more pressure. Now, I'm not going to take the time to go through your videos. We're done doing it. We did that already. I'm not going to that nightmare again. But I will be posting demonstrations and challenges all throughout forum sites starting tomorrow of you requesting you to do these demonstrations and also to accusing you of fraud. This is fraud, Jamie, right from the door. This is you on camera showing you bearing a receipt. You did this demonstration. Now, where is the demonstration? Because that's what a lot of people are asking, where to find the video, and you can't find the video is missing. He removed it. Let's see the title of the video. Cinemax versus the Network Grade 773. So, big question. How does this individual happen? At all. Never happened. But yet this video shows you right here if this product matching the house paint. Because he's already burnt the people already that he's got the first time. It's the new batch of people who don't know about the video. He's hoping they never find out about this. So if they find out this, they're not going to buy his products. You got no guarantee, people. That's the problem. You have no guarantee that your products are coming up house paint. No guarantee at all. Because Jamie refuses to do tests on his products. And one of the tests that we also requested was the slip silver. I didn't see one demonstration on slip silver. Nothing. I got to see this other demonstration really quick. I saw something about him comparing all screens together. Oh, these screens are better not all match. I swear. That's one of the biggest things we see is screens matching left and right. And I guarantee they're all matching. I got to see this one. But Jamie, a message to you. You see this video right here? This video is not hidden. You called yourself removing this off your account. We have copies of it. This is brought it everywhere when it was, and then you removed the video. So we are requesting for Jamie today to prove that he is not shipping his customer a house paint, to do a demonstration against the slip silver, which we've been asking forever, which he for some reason doesn't seem to be able to get it done. You mean to tell me I went through that many test demonstrations on that technology back there at the end of the day, backing up our products on every level you could possibly think of, and you can't pass a basic slip silver? That's an easy demonstration. 2.0s can run over that, like I said, with no problem. So you people who back this product, what's your opinion on this? Because we had a few of them in the room one time, and they're watching the demonstration, and they're like, so what's your opinion? How you feeling right now? You going to try to get exchange? It ain't going to work. His policy doesn't support it. You can't get an exchange. You're stuck. Oh, well. Let's move on. I want to see this whatchamacallit he calls himself doing. This is even worse. This is another video with Bear Silver Screen, even far worse. And that was the personal mix. So he said he did a test with, oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me. Ugh. First, he said, you know what I mean? People, that's what I told you at the end of the day. Anything we post, he's the first one screaming and shouting about it because he's scared. 67 is not a screen paint. It's an actual physical screen, and it's not fabric. It's actually a motorized projection screen. Yeah, we have to go through certain patents in order to get that one. We have to go through a utility patent. We have to go through yes, it is a utility patent. I think we have to do one. So yeah, you're kind of wrong on the 67s, and 67s don't come out until not this year. I think it's going to be like 2026 or 2024, somewhere around there, whenever it'll be coming out. Because it takes a lot to do a motorized projection screen. It's also extreme anything. It's a physical screen. I said that multiple times in conversations. Good gracious, this guy is not that smart. All right, let's go over here and let's look at this video right here. It's supposed to be showing a huge difference.
I remember the first sale I got from someone I didn't know, and I was like, oh my god, this is so crazy.
Alright guys, what is up? This is Crow 1176 back again. I'm doing another for a potential customer, right? This one was a little bit better. So we're
Are you kidding me? Really? They're both the same thing. You've got to be kidding me. You mean to tell me that used to do a while? This is why we got to scroll down to the bottom. We got to read what the customers say. We got to read this one. Upset when I said they're stupid. Where's the difference in the screen? These are two different products. Where's the difference? This is why we don't waste our time here. Nothing. I'm looking for the slip silver. We can't find it. So this right here, that's a disgrace. There's no difference between that. It's the same difference with the bare silver screen and the personal mix. It's the same thing with the network gray versus the Cinemax. Same match every single time. And then he comes up there and tells you there's just a huge, massive difference. Good gracious. We got to read comments on this one. That is pretty sad. And yet, here we are stuck in the environment with the sides of the screen. This is why you can go no farther than YouTube. My company will be worth millions of dollars by the time I go off into mainstream already. My technology, I have certified screens already applying for samples for the technology already. And this right here can only go but so far. This is as far as you can go. There's no way in the world that any of the people I do business with at the end of the day would even pay for this stuff because they can do it themselves. There's no difference. No one's going to cough over and give you contracts worth millions of dollars if you can't show a massive difference. This is nothing. That's pretty sad. And then on top of that, keep in mind the Cinemax, which we have right here, this big screen right here, matched house paint, even worse. But look at the comments at the bottom. This is how sad it is. Now, mind you, I'm going to show you. Unless these people don't know. To the Network Gray 773, right? And that's the same demonstration screen he's displaying his demonstration, claiming it to be something different. When all the while, it's just house paint. Yeah, there's nowhere in the world. People I do business with that I'm locked into, these people are worth millions of dollars. There's no way in the world they would ever drop that kind of money or payout or payload on that. They wouldn't do it. Because to them, they can go, well, I can just go right down to get gray paint. What's the difference between that and gray paint? They didn't become millionaires for the fact of basically making dumb decisions. So they're going to want results, serious results before they even sign any money over. And on top of that, they got to test the product themselves. So the fact that we had that kind of outstanding results on our products, that we could do demonstrations like showing you black paint, certified screens, turning them into white screens and fully lit environments, different caliper projectors, inside and outside. This is the reason why we're going to be walking off with a couple $1 million contracts, big contracts, where this stuff right here can't even beat Network Gray 773. The sad thing about that is that this is the exact same paint that he has in all the videos, claiming it as if it never even happened. These are the screenshots that are on the forum sites right now. Now they know automatically what it is. They know it's house paint. And then you have this mess here of showing the exact same paint in the video that match house paint. But again, like I said, people who don't know what they're watching at the end of the day are getting ripped off. All these people are getting ripped off and don't even know it. They just purchased house paint. Scammer actually at work. Now, like I said, we've already been through Slip Silver. I beat the crap out of paint. As a matter of fact, I have to order other versions of it because I'm kind of bored of the other stuff we have now. what we're going to be giving Jamie, we want to see is, bottom line, is he shipping his customers everyday house paint? And again, we already got one, Claire, we already got one confirmation on that. The Network Grade 773 is the Cinemax. They're both the same thing. Now, as I'm looking on here, I'm trying to find anything here with slip silver. There's nothing here with slip silver, not a thing. So he didn't even attempt to do it. He didn't even try it. Actually, he ignored it. He ignored the entire thing. He didn't even do any demonstrations on it. Last time we were on the account, let's see. That would be the last time we were on the account. So there's nothing there. So Jamie, we're going to have to request it again. You need pressure. Eventually, you're still scamming customers because, again, anytime you show off the Cinemax is a scam paint because the Cinemax matches the Network Grade 773, which means now you got more pressure on you. So we're going to come back in. We're going to put your challenge in. Challenge is we're going to post this everywhere. So it's going to be on our Instagram account. It's going to be everywhere. Or we need to know his product. At the end of the day, he needs to do the slip silver. He needs to do that microblend challenge. He refuses to do it. As you can see, it's not there. He's ignoring it. And the reason why he's ignoring it, because I told you already from the door, this guy came off camera and did that test. Mind you, see how excruciating the Network Grade 773 scam was, where he got caught on live camera. He couldn't get around it. It was a very difficult situation he put himself into, and he doesn't want to go through that again. And he's not going to do that demonstration. I'm pretty sure he bought the product already, went offline, did the demonstration, and it matched. So again, your customers have no guarantee at the end of the day. Those you don't know. So what we need to do is we need to request it again. Okay, buddy. Every day we're going to put the request in. From now on, every single day, there's going to be a video requesting you to do the demonstration. Let's see how many months this goes into before you do that test. I guarantee you, I will be in my new setup. I will be locked in all my new contracts with my storefront, and you will still be avoiding those demonstrations. As a matter of fact, I go farther than that. I bet you that we'll buy the entire product line of slip silver and knock every last one of them out on our technology before we even do the first one. So let's see at the end of the day if his product, can he back it up? We already seen the first stuff already. It is what it is. The Cinemax is definitely Network Grade 773. So we know that from the door. The rest of the products need to be tested. So we'll go out and we'll put out the challenge today. You'll have a challenge every day requesting you to do the exact same thing. We're not going to check your account. We'll come back once a month and we'll check the account because I can't do it every day. I don't have the strength to go through here. It's a bunch of crap on here. But again, we'll come back once a month to see every day. Now, mind you, every day we're going to put in a request for him to do the slip silver every single day. It'll be in one of the videos, and we'll slip it in there, one of the videos every day. And we'll come back once a month to check. My God, my man, if it goes through a month after giving you 31 to 30 replies to go in and do this test, and you haven't done it yet, yeah, that's going to be some problems. But as you can see already, he has avoided it. He hasn't done anything at all. Now, for those you don't know, so you know this from the door, we'll put the video at the bottom warning you, do not buy the Cinemax. The Cinemax is clearly house paint. And there's a good chance that you are not getting a mixture sent to your house, that you are actually getting Sherwin-Williams. So it's a huge warning. And for anyone who says, hey, that's not possible, well, we'll put the link by itself personally at the bottom. You can watch the deleted video of showing his product matching this product and what he doesn't want you to know. So we're putting that as a warning today all over the internet. Because again, dude, you're scamming people. You can't get mad at me and say at the end of the day, I'm maliciously coming at you, because I'm not. Your product matched a house paint. And you're demonstrating this product to new customers as if it doesn't exist. You can call it hatred, whatever you want. It's not that. You're a scammer and you're stealing from people. You have no guarantees on your products. You have no batch numbers on your products. There's no test. There's nothing there at all. You got products blending into themselves, trying to say there's massive difference, and there's nothing there. You're in dark environments, trying to claim your products are ambient light rejection. In other ways, you're saying it's not ambient light rejection. you are doing more damage to people at the end of the day and misleading them on your products that actually do not work at the end of the day. So in order to push you, to make you do these demonstrations or put pressure on you, because I notice as we ease off on pressure on you, you go back to doing this dumb nonsense again. We put pressure on you, and then all of a sudden, you got no choice because your customers will keep questioning you, everybody will keep questioning, and then you have to do it. If you saw the Network Grade 773, he says in the video, I'm doing this because my customers kept asking me. Well, why would your customers have to keep asking? You should have done that automatically from the door. So not only we're going to request for you now to do the slip silver, but now you would do the slip silver and also you would do the, what's it called? 1619 silver miss also, because we have to do that against the 2.0. We're going to be doing that next. So you need to have these tests done because honestly, what I see on your site, I see a lot of bashing, which you usually like to do anyway. Usually we take that for somebody who can't back their products up. The more pressure that's put on them, the more they bash us. So we're not bothered by that. The other thing I see too on your site, I don't see any slip silver at all. Not one demonstration was ever done. I do see you constantly displaying the Cinemax, but again, you can't display that screen because again, it's a scam screen and you know it's a scam screen. You know what it matched at the end of the day. If we're wrong on this, would you feel free to do the video again or basically bring up that old video that you got rid of and post all those directly to your website so your customers can make the decision on which one's better. But until then, you're going to have to do the slip silver. You're going to have to do it. There's no way around it. And what I can see right now, the fact he is fighting this. He is literally fighting this. We sent him 4 replies. We also sent him 4 different links directly to get the product right to his messenger. He knows where to get it from, but he won't do it. So, buddy boy, we got to put you on blast because you need to be on blast. And I got to be on my Instagram account, other sites on top of that. Also got a warning site popping up. It's another blacklist. Actually, somebody else is developing or making. This is for people got him on blast. But there's another one coming up on Facebook that shows all his videos and stuff like that we have on a blacklist exposed. I don't know who set it up, but hey, everybody's free to, if this fellow burnt you in the end, and this is your way of basically, because you haven't gotten your money back or you're going through that crazy exchange policy, you have free to have access to any of our videos. All right, let's go over to, man, he didn't do any of them. Not one demonstration. That is pretty bad. That is really bad. That's pretty bad. Now, Jamie, so you don't feel like an idiot at the end of the day about trying to know about technology. You don't understand. 67s are not screen paints. We said that this is the final. Did you not hear me? A 67 is a physical screen. It's a motorized screen. A 67 is a tabby, customized, motorized screen. I said it many times in my demonstration that one day I'll have my own motorized screen to myself. So that's what 67s are going to be. So for you to drape some fabric up there, thinking that's a 67, shows you at the end of the day, you know nothing about nothing. And again, you got a habit of embarrassing yourself. Now, I noticed that you're not in there running your mouth about a Black Series. You know why? Because a Black Series has so many insane tests attached to it that if you even open your mouth about a Black Series, I'll put those challenges on you. Which we know what that means. You can't match the screen's test demonstration. It's going to be a problem. So that's the reason why he's keeping his mouth shut about a Black Series. But go ahead. If you make any statement about a Black Series, not only will we give you the challenges, but I can buy your products and watch you put the money back in our account and cancel out, which we have to do anyway. We're going to do it anyway when we put the screen against everybody else's. So that's the reason why he's not mentioning it, because the screen has a lot of preserved tests underneath of it.
and he doesn't want to be tied in with it. He doesn't want to be around. He doesn't want to be near it. That's a good idea, but still get no choice from on that one. But still, that's neither here nor there. The guarantee, you don't have a guarantee for your products, Jamie. I don't see one demonstration on microblend. This is what we're talking about, people, for those you don't know. This is the paint. This is called the microblend. This stuff has a really good high-grade silver to it. It's interesting. I got it for around $17.03. It's way cheaper than its product. Now, the 2.0 beat this. The 2.0 also beat the Network Grade 773. I don't see any more demonstrations of your products next to Network Grade 773. He learned from that one experience. He doesn't want to do it again, ever again. So anytime we include Network Grade 73 into any demonstration, Jamie won't do it because of the fact he's afraid of it. That's all we have to do. I can make a screen paint tomorrow and say, hey, it's got Network Grade 773 test next to it, make a high grade silver version, and say Network Grade 773 next to it, and he won't even go near it because it has Network Grade in it, because Network Grade 773 has scarred him. This, on the other hand, he doesn't want to go near because, again, same reaction he's going to have from this he may have with the Network Grade 773, and he doesn't go near this at the end of the day. Kind of like that theory when we used to do in sparring, basically there's points where you basically can't kick someone in the head, you have to kick below the neck. And sometimes they would have you kick someone dead in the head. I mean, even though there would be a point for the other person, but it would throw the other person off center. Let's say we're a certified psychopath and they got a kick out of that, then that's another story on your own. Then you pretty much just anger the demon. It's going to pretty much beat the living crap out of you. But other than that, majority of most fighters basically go out there with the confidence of believing that they're never going to get kicked in the head because the rules don't require you to kick someone in the head. But some people will kick you literally in the head to throw you off center. So now you don't know what they're going to do or what they're capable of doing. Of course, they won't get the point. You'll get the point, but they don't care about that because it's 3 points. And all you have to do is just get 2 of those in order to win. And that's what they'll do. And I was known for doing that. I was known for using a back roundhouse kick to strike you because you wouldn't see it coming. And if I struck you and brought you down, then I could see where you were shook because I was able to shake your confidence. And I could do anything at the end of the day. I could fake and still mess you up, throw you off center easily because you'd be shook. You never know if I was going to strike you again. Some fighters would strike you twice for the thrill of it, knowing they'll be 2 points behind and they'll have to gain 2 more points to win. There are different things that go on. There's all kinds of crap that goes on in there. So again, that's what happened to you. That Network Grade 773 roundhouse the daylights out of you. Full Chuck Norris, right across your forehead. And when that thing got done with you, you didn't want no more of it at all, period. You didn't want to go near it ever again. You don't even want to mention the name of it, period. That's how badly it struck him. So if we put, these are things we learn in business. As we're watching him fit on camera, put the word gray in anything, he won't go near it because he's afraid of it. Like today, I'm going to prove it to you. We're going to give him a challenge today to do his product, Cinemax, Hypermix, and Personal Mix against the Network Grade 773 and Slip Silver. And I guarantee it'll never get done. We'll put that same request in for this month and next month and the month before that. And we'll go in and check the first of every month, and I guarantee it'll never done. He's not going to do it. I don't care how much pressure his customers put on him, he is not going to do it. So, if you want pressure, you got pressure. Now, like I said, it has to be done because, again, you're stealing from your customers. That's probably a person there at the end of the day who doesn't even know that video even existed. Doesn't even know. People like Crow want people that are buying for the first time. People that don't know much about projection. Those are the kind of people they like because other people are not going to ask questions. And they can pretty much tell them whatever they want to tell them at the end of the day without backing it up. Those are the kind of customers they like. A customer like me or somebody else that has more experience in the field, they're going to ask a lot of questions. They don't like people like me. But let's see where this goes. Okay, let's come back in. We have to put the challenge up for him. I got to be out today. I got some business to take care of. I'm looking at storefront properties today. So that's what we're looking for something with huge, massive glass windows so we can basically put our displays in. And I have we have to do more tests on the black technology over there, or or blah blah blah. I can't think of the name. My new company. Actually, you know that's a new company, right? We have 2 companies now, Crystal Edge and this one. This is going to be our second company. This one's going to be the one that's going to be offline. Let me see what we got to do. All right, let's put this in right now. Let's put this in. I'm going to put an order in to show you how fast it takes for this stuff to reach your house. I'm going to put an order in for the slip silver. We need it anyway. We need it for testing downstairs. We got a couple of screens. We need to add that too. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a couple of new ones too on top of that. But we're going to put that in every month. Now, Jamie, like I said, don't take it personal. It's not personal. It's business. The reason why is because you are cheating people. You're basically hoping that you deleted the video off your account. It doesn't show up on your website, which I'm not going to that circuit show. I'm sorry, I'm not going there. It doesn't show up on your website. You have nothing there at all backing your products, no guarantee, nothing. As a matter of fact, even your shipping clearly states that the customer opens it is theirs. So I think that's a really nasty shipping policy altogether. And again, after going through your account, we haven't been on your account in a while, there are no demonstrations at all showing any form of the slip silver. Where are your tests? Where are the demonstrations? Nothing at all, period. And then you got to have it keep showing off this this Cinemax screen. Whew, man, we'll put 2 in there. Put 2 in there. We need one. The one in the challenge and the other one. Well, with that one, we got to broadcast live. We got to be on a couple of sites for that one. We have to write several broadcasts for that one. I have to be on several sites on top of that to show off that people are do not buy the Cinemax. It's definitely. But we're going to give you a chance. Well, no, it's no point giving you a chance. You did the demonstration already. You failed miserably. I try to give people an opportunity to prove themselves, to be able to back their products up before we go after them. But we can't give him an opportunity because he already did it. And he failed and deleted the video. So, I don't know what you're going to do, man, but you need to get it done. Get them done. Last time I'm going to ask you again. Get the demonstration done. Because at the end of the day, your customers need to know if they are getting house paint shipped to their front door or are they getting screen paint. What are they buying? So we'll come back in. We'll put the challenge up. We need Jamie today to go in and do the demonstration with the slip silver. We'll put a link below. We can buy it directly. Instead of getting robbed at the end of the day with a product that has no guarantee. That's why I tell you to stay away from screen paints at the end of the day that cannot back their products. We'll be back in, post the challenges. All right, gotta go, and God bless.